Hello guys, and welcome back to That 70s Movie Review Show. I think that's what it's called, yeah. Today we're going to be talking about Capricorn One, one of my favorites from this era. This one's Capricorn One, 1978, and it was directed by Peter Hyams. Now the cool thing about Peter Hyams is he also wrote the film, and he also is a DP. He's shot several of the films that he has also written and directed. He has directed Outland with Sean Connery, which is another really good sci-fi flick, The Star Chamber in 2010 with Roy Scheider, which I enjoyed that film too. The movie stars James Brolin, Sam Waterston, and O.J. Simpson, yes, that O.J., as the astronauts, and Hal Holbrock and Elliott Gould as well. So basically the plot of Capricorn 1 is they're going to fake the Mars landing. Why are they going to fake the Mars landing? Well, they're going to fake it because if they're not successful at this, there's going to be budget cuts and the whole program is going to get scrapped. This is like their last chance. But Hal Holbrook, who works for NASA and is basically the villain of the film, he's like, wait a minute, this is not going to work. But so how are we going to do this? So he has this idea with his co-conspirators to fake this Mars landing. In this scene, we see Hal Holbrook. He tries to tell the guys, you know what, guys, here's what went wrong. And this is why this flight has to get canceled this way. And this is why we have to cover this up. But then it gets darker very quickly. Hal Holbrook, he's really good in this scene.
He sat there 2 months ago and put his feet up on Woodrow Wilson's desk. And he said, Jim, make it good. Congress is on my back. They're looking for a reason to cancel the program. We can't afford another screw-up. Make it good. You have my every good wish. His every good wish. I got his sanctimonious vice president. That's what I got. And so there we are. After all those hopes and all that dreaming, he sits there with those flags behind his chair and tells me we can't afford a screw-up. And guess what? We had a screw-up. A first-class, bona fide, made-in-America screw-up. The good people from Con Amalgamate delivered a life support system cheap enough so they could make a profit on the deal. Works out fine for everybody. Con Amalgamate makes money. We have our life support system. Everything's peachy. Except they made a little bit too much profit. We found out 2 months ago it won't work. You guys would all be dead in 3 weeks. It's as simple as that. So all I have to do is report that and scrub the mission. Congress has its excuse. The president still has his desk, and we have no more program. What's 16 years? Your actual drop in the bucket. All right, that's the end of the speech. Now we're getting to what they call the moment of truth. Come with me.
You know that? You know that? You're crazy. You've got us in the middle of this nut house and you don't want to be put in a corner? Your families. What about our families?
Please, you have to help.
What about our families?
You have to help. Oh, shit, this thing is out of my hands. You think it's all a couple of loony scientists. It's not. It's bigger. There are people out there, forces out there, who have a lot to lose. They're grown-ups. It's gotten too big. It's in the hands of grown-ups.
What about our families?
They're flying back from the Cape to Houston. They're all together on the plane.
No, you're not serious.
Now, Elliott Gould is a reporter. Back in the day, there are a lot of films involved with reporters trying to get to the bottom of something, because obviously newspapers are big. And he's out there trying to just find out what happened, what went wrong. And then people start disappearing around him. He starts getting threatened and stuff. Now, in this scene, we see Elliott Gould talking to his buddy who works at NASA. And his buddy suspects something has happened, but he doesn't know what it is.
Did you break your slide rule?
I'm not really sure. I ran a check on my own on the transmission signals. The numbers came up screwy, so I told Dr. Bergen about it. It was like he was pissed at me for running a check. He said it must be a console malfunctioning, so I told Dr. Kellaway about it. He said the same thing.
Big deal. What did you expect, a merit badge?
I guess so. They must know what they're doing. Those numbers couldn't have been right anyway. No way.
Well, if you know the numbers couldn't have been right, why the hell are you so upset?
was the way they reacted. No double check or anything. They looked at me like I was a kid and offered me a cookie.
What were the numbers?
Have to admit, it is ridiculous.
Good, let's play pool.
Those signals couldn't have come from 300 miles.
Which signals?
The television transmissions.
I think I just sobered up. Would you tell me what you just told me again?
Hey, Caulfield. Telephone.
Hello.
Here's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. This is a famous aerial sequence, which was all shot real. I mean, keep in mind, this is back in the day. There was no, CGI or anything. So these guys are really flying these planes out there, and it's a pretty cool sequence. And there's Telly Savalas in there too, which is pretty funny. He used to be in Kojak back in the day. If anybody watched that one. The soundtrack's amazing too, by Jerry Goldsmith, who also did the soundtrack for The Omen, Chinatown, Planet of the Apes, which is an amazing soundtrack. Let's give it a listen. The film just keeps moving along really well for me. There's enough action, there's enough drama, there's enough suspense. How is he going to discover this? How is he going to figure it out, kind of thing? Because, we know it's happening, but how's he going to figure that out, right? Anyways, I just love this movie. I've seen it 10 different times. I love the soundtrack. I love the drama. I think the movie's underappreciated for sure. I mean, I think it should be right up there with like Planet of the Apes and things like that. It's sci-fi, about these astronauts, but it's also grounded in like your classic newspaper drama. Anyways, guys, check it out, and thanks for watching it, and I'll be back hopefully next week with my next one. My next movie is going to be Roller Coaster, which I love that film. All right, guys. Bye-bye.